share a couple things that we need to go over. Just some house rules that I need you to recognize. First, if you have a cell phone, you need to put it up. Because if I see it, I'm going to come and I'm going to take it. And with it, I'm going to give you a discipline. So if a teacher sees you with your cell phone and these lights go out and that cell phone is blaring, we're going to take it. Because I'm going to ask that you be respectful, because you always do that. And pay attention to what's going on here. And I know you can do that because that's who you are. So the first thing I would like to do is just welcome you to an opportunity for you to explore and understand some new things that are going on in a country that's not like yours. So please be respectful, be attentive, and make sure you gain some understanding of what has occurred outside of your little world. All right? So thank you.
Yeah. $443 million school days are lost each year to water-related diseases.
Less than 1% of the world's fresh water is readily accessible for direct human use.
%88 of all diseases are caused by unsafe drinking water, inadequate sanitation, and poor hygiene.
For children under age 5, water-related diseases are the leading cause of death.
Women and children in many communities spend up to 60% of each day walking to collect water. This keeps many children out of school. And you have a video too.
People on this planet do not have access to our reliable source. And while a person can last weeks without food, none of us can last more than a few days without water. In fact, without clean water, when a child gets sick with something as common as diarrhea, she can die. The impact of this is devastating. More than half of the world's diseases are caused by unclean water and sanitation, resulting in the deaths of over 1.8 million children each year. Just think about that. That's one child every 15 seconds. And those aren't the only effects. Because children have to collect water every day for their families, they must travel up to 5 hours on foot, leaving them no time for school. This creates a cycle of poverty, where children do not have the opportunity for a better life. The water crisis is only compounded by global warming. Given all of these trends, by 2025, 2.3 billion people will be living in areas where it will be impossible to meet basic water needs.
75% of the population does not have access to potable water. You see people in the streets, using the street water just to wash themselves because water might not be available in their house. People go and look for the water all over where they can find it. Sometimes, people wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, walk 2-3 miles just to find a bucket of water. And by the time they get to the well, if the well is available, the well might be dry.
So he should take 2 buckets of water.
Okay, combien d'eau qui tu peux sur on a Okay, with 2 buckets.
2 buckets. Fill them with water. Travel 4 hours and travel back 4 hours with 2 full buckets. Okay, so I've just completed a trip down to the bottom of the valley where the source is, where the spring is, and I've just, I guess, took 1/10 of the journey that little kids take every day to fill those little canisters of water to take back to their families so that they can drink. It's like 100 degrees. I don't know how they do this every day. I just don't know.
Can you imagine doing that every day? And he wasn't even carrying a bucket of water. We've seen how big a problem access to clean water is for some of the world's poorest communities. Now, let's turn our focus from the problem to possible solutions.
The water crisis is a problem that is going to be facing all of us for decades to come. It is going to be the responsibility of our generation to solve it.
Let's start that process now. Can you think of practical solutions that will ensure that all families in the world's poorest countries can have access to clean water? Let's come up with a list of 5 ideas. Don't be afraid to use your imagination.
Visit and witness what their life was like on a day-to-day basis. And my dad is here today to talk to us about the Haiti Water Relief Project and how all of us as a school can get involved. So if you could just give him a round of applause.
It was this time last year that these facts about water came to my attention, and it just blew me away. I couldn't believe it. And kind of God put it in my heart to try to make a difference somewhere. And when I thought, how can I do this? Where can I start? It became overwhelming. So I realized very quickly in the game that I couldn't solve all these problems. None of us can. But together, we can make a difference. So in an effort to get that done, I thought, let's start small and go from there. So where am I going to put my stake in the ground? And where can I start? And through an affiliation that I had with the Good Shepherd Orphanage in Haiti, I thought and wondered, I wonder if those orphans have clean drinking water. So I called some friends that we had been involved with over the years. Joe Buskin of Buskin's Bakery was one of them who had done mission work down there for many years. And Earl Holt is the director of the board, or is the president of the board of directors. I called both of these men who've really dedicated a lot of their lives to do mission work in Haiti and at the Good Shepherd Orphanage in particular. And I asked them about the water situation, and they said, it's desperate. We could really use your help. So that's where the stake is right now. I like Haiti because they've got a strong administrative staff. They run a neat, clean orphanage. The kids are happy, and it's just easy to fall in love with them. The other thing I liked about Haiti is that it's close. You know, when you look at third world countries that are all over the world, I wanted to go and help do the work. So Haiti, it's easy to get to. It's just an hour and 45-minute flight from Miami. So we can go down and make a difference down there. So I like that piece of it. So once I identified where the stake was in the ground, I thought, okay, we've identified the problem. Now, what's the solution? I did a lot of research, exhaustive research on many organizations that are doing work around the world to solve this water problem. And I was encouraged that this wasn't an original thought of mine. Many companies, organizations, and people have dedicated their lives to solving this problem. But at the end of the day, I chose this organization called World Water Relief, and they're committed to a sustainable solution. They don't just go in and hand out water bottles, which are expensive, and then leave, and then the country's riddled with plastic. Although there's situations where that works, but we were really looking for a sustainable solution. And what World Water Relief does is they go in and they operate by the WASH principle, which stands for water, sanitation, and hygiene. So they'll go in and they'll put a whole new water filtration system in and change those filters, make a commitment for 10 years, and then educate the children on the importance of the WASH principles, the importance of sanitation and clean hygiene. And so the idea is to teach the kids so that the kids can go back and teach their parents. That's how basic this is, that we need to change the culture and the whole thought process in order to make a sustainable difference. So that's when we chose World Water Relief. We went down, they're based in Atlanta. Earl Holt and I went down to Atlanta and we met the board of directors down there. Really fell in love with their passion. Virtually 100% of the money that comes into World Water Relief goes towards solving this problem. So there's no waste. It's all helping people get clean drinking water. So we identified the problem. We thought we came up with a pretty good solution, and it was just a matter of putting the two together, and that's been really fun. In a little bit, I'm going to introduce you to Crispin Gabriel, who grew up in the orphanage. Wait till you hear his story. And then after that, I'm going to introduce you to Ben Seidel, who's done 4 years worth of work and is the director of World Water Relief down in Haiti. Wait till you hear his story. But for now, we're going to show a film. Ashton and Pam and I, along with the Holts, went down to the Good Shepherd Orphanage last month, and it was a life-changing experience for us. We couldn't believe what we saw, and we're hoping that this film kind of captures and gives you an idea of what that is. So, Kyle, could you play the film? And we arrived in Port-au-Prince late in the afternoon, cleared customs, and loaded our luggage for the OMS, which is the One Mission Society, the place that we stayed. The first thing we noticed, beside the 98-degree temperature, was the burning odor in the air. Because there is no organized trash pickup, the Haitians burn a lot of their garbage. The smell is constant. The ride to the OMS is only 9 miles from the airport. However, it took us an hour and a half. The traffic was horrific. Because there are no driving lanes, the cars and motorbikes weave in and out with no turn signals or warning. The conversation was minimal as we were trying to take in what we had never seen before. Garbage piled 5 feet high in places. Plastic bottles were strewn all over the place. The rivers and waterways were riddled with garbage. The living conditions, despicable. Steel huts were piled on top of one another. No running water or electricity. Surprisingly, every person we saw was very active. They were all moving, doing something, going somewhere. There were no loiterers or beggars. They were in action and on the move. Lots and lots of people everywhere. The streets were very crowded. We passed a market where they were selling and trading chicken, fish, and vegetables. There were swarms of flies all over the food. Hard for us to believe that anyone would or could eat the produce. It made us sad. We were up early and departed for the Good Shepherd Orphanage, another devastating 2-mile drive. The orphanage is contained by 12-foot walls with razor wire on top to keep the neighbors out. Our truck honked to have someone open the gate, and as we entered, the orphans were all lined up in preparation for our welcome. They sang us a song to let us know how happy they were to have us. They knew we were there to help bring them clean water. After the song, they swarmed us with hugs, lots of hugs. They were feeling Pam and Ashton's hair as it was so different from what they are used to. They were pulling the hair on my legs and arms to see what it felt like. They would not let us go. We fell in love instantly. We took a tour of the orphanage. We saw where they slept, ate, and bathed. The facility was surprisingly neat, clean, and orderly. It is well run and well maintained. That being said, it is very basic and very humble. The electricity is intermittent at best. They do have a water supply, however, it is not clean. We met Stefani, Court, and Solo, the 3 representatives from World Water Relief. Our mission that day was to devise a game plan to bring clean water to the orphanage and surrounding neighborhood.
My name is Stephanie Fields, and I'm the project manager for the education portion of World Water Relief. We install filtered water systems for schools.
They call me Solo, but my real name is Albert June, and originally from Haiti. And I got with World Water Relief right after the earthquake. And up in Plateau Central, we helping more than 15,000 kids with clean water. Haiti, we got a problem. We got a problem with the clean water, and where that. But the other things that the Haitians got to say, and as a Haitian, I was like, we need to stop that. They got to say, "Mikwo patrie Haitien," which is germs doesn't kill Haitian. Yes, it does kill you. It doesn't kill you right away, but eventually, gradually, it's gonna kill you. Now, our mission is to help our Haitian kids to, drink clean water. Water is life.
Yeah, my name is Court Senior. I'm an engineer for World Water Relief, and what I do is scope out the sites, the individual sites, and kind of see what's already there. A lot of times the sites will have water systems already, but it's not clean water, it's not drinkable. What we do is we install a filtration system that's a 3-part filtration system. And then along with that, we install hand washing stations. One of the big things for especially little kids is that their hands are dirty. They just need to be able to clean up before and after they eat. It's a kind of a complete system. It goes along with education, and we have a program to maintain those systems for 10 years.
Part of the WASH program, which stands for Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene, is continuing education about the importance of clean drinking water. The idea is to teach the children so they can go home and teach their parents. This is what makes their program sustainable. We went back to the orphanage and played with the kids for the rest of the day. They crave love and attention, and we did the best we could to spread as much of it as possible. Interestingly enough, we get more from them than we will ever give to them. They are so happy with so little. It was a true testament to living by faith, moment by moment. They are happy people in every situation. We said our goodbyes for the day and went home exhausted but inspired. It felt so good to know that clean water was coming to these precious people. We arrived at the Good Shepherd Orphanage early. The mission for the day was to interview as many administrators and orphans as possible.
St. Juste is the director here at the Good Shepherd Orphanage.
I'm glad you are coming here. So we need to have good water, purified water for the kids.
With the Irvine family and the whole Indian Hill community is to bring you water. Here's the pump that you're using right now.
Yes.
And the water, I understand, is very contaminated.
Yes.
And the kids are in real need of this clean water.
Yes, we need clean water.
And not only will you use it here in the orphanage, I understand you're going to share it with the community around you.
Yes.
This is Juste. He is the assistant director to St. Juste, who we just spoke with.
Drinking water, yes. But we're not in need of water. We have water.
Yeah.
But we do need drinking water. We need to treat it. My name is Williams. I was one of the kids in the orphanage. I remember when I came, I was very little. I would like this project realized. I think God will bless this. He will bless you and bless this project.
Well, I've been here for 25 years and I've been involved in the children's lives. I was at the school for 18 years and now I'm at the orphanage. Motto here is to serve. And we say always to serve is to reign. And we're reigning. In Haiti, there is no such thing as clean water. We never had it. Water is a source of life. And for the first time, we will have the privilege to have it. And I could tell that it's a miracle.
On this day, the Good Shepherd Orphanage had an open house for the neighborhood kids. We fed them lunch, which was rice and beans, and handed out shoes and dresses to the girls that were made out of pillowcases. It was a very emotional day. Many of these kids had no shoes, and their only daily meal came from the orphanage. They sang a song, prayed, then very intently ate their rice and beans. The most memorable part of our trip was the prayer. It was one of the most amazing things I have ever experienced. So powerful. And then there were the hugs and kisses goodbye. We didn't want to leave them, truly. It was a long day, very emotional, high highs and low lows. They need us. We can learn from them. Let's do it. This is my good friend, Crispin Gabriel, and I've come to love him really quick. He's just, his story is when he was a little boy at age 4, he was the youngest of 6 at the time. He now has 8 brothers and sisters, but at the time, when he was 6 years old, his parents came upon rough times. and they realized that they couldn't raise him anymore. So they took him down to the Good Shepherd Orphanage, where Pastor Cassie, who was the headmaster at the time, was there, and they introduced Crispin to Pastor Cassie and said, you know, we found this boy, we don't know who his parents are, can you take him in? And Pastor Cassie said, we'll take him in and we take good care of him. Well, Pastor Cassie took good care of Crispin. He graduated from high school there at the orphanage. He went back after graduation and volunteered for 2 years at the orphanage. He had an opportunity to come to the United States with a family in northern Kentucky, the Zimmers, and they're here today as well. And they helped, with God's helped Crispin get through University of Kentucky, where he now has his master's in civil engineering. And his dream is to go back to the orphanage and run it one day. So I thought it would be really appropriate for you all to hear Crispin. Here he is.
What am I supposed to say? You already said everything, right? How many of you get nervous when you have to speak in public? Oh, good. I'm right at home. That's good. Okay, thank you, guys. Somebody's sleeping. Wake her up. What's going on? Are you okay? Was that boring, huh? Okay. One of the statistics that was read was about children under 5. I know there are a lot of numbers that were thrown out there. They probably mean nothing to you guys. Let me help you put one of them in perspective. One of the statistics was about 16% of kids under 5 years old in Haiti will die because of lack of clean water. You know what that really means? Okay, let me help you understand that. If I pick 100 of you here, and I want each one of you to think that I was picked. I would pick 100 of you, think that you were picked. Okay? 100 of you, let's go back in time when you were under 5 years old. You were 4, maybe 3, 2 years old. Because your parents did not have clean water, there is 16 of you who would die, who would not make it to 5 years old. That's what it means. And it's happening in Haiti right now, every day. 16 kids out of 100 are dying. They won't make it past 5 years old because there's no clean water. My story as a kid who was under 5, probably on the verge of dying, began way up in the northern part of Haiti with a couple of peasants who have 6 kids, and they don't know what to do with them because they couldn't make ends meet. They have no money, they have no job, they have no land. My mother told me she started crying one day because she saw us, 6 little kids playing in their backyard, clueless. But she's worried about us. She has no idea of what's going to happen to us tomorrow. And she started praying and crying to God, help me, help me. I don't know what I'm going to do with these kids. Ironically enough, she went and had more kids after that. But when I was 4 years old, there is a lady who came to my mom and said, hey, I know you have a bunch of kids, you don't know what to do with them. I've been traveling to the capital city a lot. The capital city of Haiti is called Port-au-Prince. She was like a peddler. She would buy, trinkets and come sell them in the countryside to people. And she told my mom, I can take one of your kids for you to an orphanage where I know for sure the kid will go to school and maybe he may end up okay. And then my mom thought about it a lot. And then eventually she conceded. She said, okay, if you want to help me out, I want to help these kids out. I can take care of them if you think it's going to be the best thing for them. You can take that one. And that was me. I was 4 years old. And my parents, one of the deal was, that lady told them, hey, do not come ever to the orphanage to disrupt it, because it's an orphanage. If they know he has parents, they're not going to take him. So the lady told my parents, you should never go back to the orphanage, never say he's got parents. So the lady took me there and lied to Papa Cassie and said, hey, here's a little boy I found, and he's got no parents. And that's how I got accepted in the orphanage. It was a lie. There are many parents in Haiti who are desperate with a bunch of kids. They don't even know what to do with them. And they would do anything to save one of them. And sometimes they give it to a friend, and the friend say, I'm going to take good care of them, but end up really not doing a good job with the children. There are a lot of what they call restaurants in Haiti. They're pretty much child slaves. So I have 5 kids, I can take care of them, I give it to a buddy of mine. And that buddy of mine told me, I'm going to take good care of them as my kids. But really, when that kid go live with that person, they don't treat that kid, as their children. He becomes the slave of the house. That kid do all the chores, go fetch water, and do all the house cleaning, but their actual children don't do anything. But praise be to God, I was sent to a very good orphanage. It was a Christian place. The pastor there taught us a lot of things about God, about serving others, about laying our life down for others. And just every day, like you saw at the orphanage, the prayer, the discipline, and go to school and study hard. So I grew up in a great place, and God really worked in my heart as I grew up and teach me that it doesn't matter how desperate your situation was. I love you. I love you. And I was grown in that way. But growing up at the orphanage was sometimes pretty rough, because as a kid, imagine you think you have no parents, you have nobody in the world. I thought I was alone. I thought nobody needed me. I grew up with a lot of hatred in my heart sometimes against my parents, until one day, I was probably 17. I was 17 when I gave my heart to the Lord, and that really transformed me. And I stopped hating my family or whoever they were that I didn't know who put me in the orphanage. But growing up there, after high school, as Les mentioned, I really couldn't go to college. I mean, Haiti is a rough place. You could see the pictures. It's rough. There aren't too many universities. There aren't too many places where you can go and get a job. So after high school, I pretty much had no choice but to stay around the orphanage and help. I did it because I was both selfish and also I had no other option. Where else would I go? So I volunteered, but the more I worked there with the kids, the more God worked in my heart. So it changed from being a selfish thing to where I really got into it. I really loved those kids. I really wanted to help. And then this is really when I think God started to bless me. And when the Zimmers, Rose and Dave, and other missionaries would come to Haiti, to the orphanage, to do like construction or medical trips, and I would help them out. And they would watch how much I'm totally given to it, and how I really want to help. And I'm always happy, and I'm always helping people. And then they started thinking about maybe we should help that young man go to college. And that's when really Rose and Dave helped me to come to the U.S. so I can go to college. I went to NKU in Northern Kentucky for a while, for 3 years. And then I went to UK, University of Kentucky, go Cats. And then I have a master's degree, and I'm working for a company there. But really my goal is to go back to the orphanage and keep working there with these children. Because there are so many children in Haiti who have no parents, or maybe even if they have parents, because the poverty is so rampant, parents don't even know what to do with their kids. And if there is not anybody trying to save those children, they're going to become, I can't imagine what kind of people they're going to turn out to be if nobody is loving on them. And that's really why I really want to go back to Haiti, because somebody saved me. I don't know where I would be today if it was not the Good Shepherd Orphanage. I don't know. I'll probably die before I turn 5. And being able to help other kids reach maybe the age of 5 would be my goal. I don't know, just help at the orphanage and go out my life, and maybe there'll be another Crispin that come out of it 10 years later. And I want to thank the school and all of you for being here this morning. And I hope you guys are having a good morning. Thank you.
Okay, next is Ben Seidel. Ben, come on out. Ben is with World Water Relief. He's the director in country of World Water Relief. And here's another great friend. I met Ben, or actually, I met Ben about a month ago down in Atlanta when he was back for a fundraiser. But we had been talking and emailing since about March. And in my efforts to try to find somebody that would get out to the orphanage and kind of scope their problems out. So Ben graciously went to the orphanage. He's involved in so many other projects down there. It took him a couple months to get there. He got there. He fell in love with the orphanage and devised a plan that we can get these kids clean drinking water. And Ben he's got his Bachelor of Science degree from Boston University. He was a Fulbright Scholar in 2008, 2009. He spent his last 4 years in Haiti. And I know, being there for less than a week, what a sacrifice that is to spend 4 years of your life. The commitment, the dedication that goes into that is just overwhelming. So I fell in love with this guy real quick. He's going to talk to you.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks again for having us. This is just a spectacular presentation, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. As Les said, I'm Ben Seidel. I'm the program director for World Water Relief. We are the nonprofit organization that's helping to bring clean water to the Good Shepherd Orphanage. And just a little bit about myself. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I went to school in Boston, as Les said. And I studied abroad while I was in college in Ecuador. And while I was there for 6 months, I really I caught the bug, the travel bug. Latin America, I became very interested in what was going on, and just the discrepancy between the way that we live here in the United States and the way the rest of the world lives. I really became fascinated in that. And as soon as I graduated college, I went down to the Dominican Republic and worked at an elementary school and a medical clinic for kind of on the border of Haiti and the DR. A major problem that goes on that island is that their Haitian people will come over the border to find work in the Dominican Republic, and oftentimes they'll start families. Well, these kids who were born in the DR to Haitian parents don't have any citizenship. They don't have any identity, really, because the Dominican government refuses to acknowledge them. So I worked at a school that was specifically built to house these kids, kind of a similar situation to what the Good Shepherd does. And again, I fell in love with the island. I loved the Haitian culture, the people, their strength, their humility, just their incredible drive to succeed. And from there, I met a bunch of people a lot of the parents that were from Haiti, and they said, well, if you're going to be working here in the DR with all these kids, you should really come over to Haiti and see it. And I'd heard so many things from everybody, and the United States government has a travel ban on there back in 2008. The Peace Corps, which is a kind of volunteer organization that the United States runs had pulled out of Haiti, and so there's a lot of travel warnings saying it's dangerous, and Port-au-Prince is the most violent city in the Western Hemisphere at that time. So it was just I wasn't sure what to expect, and I didn't know if I wanted to go, and most people told me not to go. But I took kind of the leap of faith, and I believe just based on the great people that I knew personally, that I should go and see it. And I went for the first time in December 2008. I fell, just like I said again, I fell in love with it. It was so much different than what I had seen on TV or in the news. When you see it on TV, it's mostly negative stuff, right? You see a lot of the earthquake coverage, you see violence, you see trash piles, you see all these very menacing things. And it makes you think, you know, why would I ever want to go there? Why would I leave the comfort of my own home here in the United States and my life that I've built here to go spend time in a place like that? But it's really one of those things that you can't explain until you've been there, and I think that's what's happened to Les and Ashton and the Irvine family. And you see it, and you see something very, very different than what's on TV. And so it's just an incredible place. Crispin is the best example I could give to you guys about what Haiti is really like and the type of people that really live there are like. So I ended up spending 4 years in Haiti working on water projects for schools, and you guys heard a little bit about that from the video. We do water filtration systems, and we build drinking water stations and hand washing stations. As you guys can imagine, most of the schools down there, I've only encountered 2 out of the hundreds and hundreds that I've seen that have access to drinking water at the school. And so you guys can imagine here today, if there was no drinking fountains in this school, the bathrooms didn't work, the toilets didn't flush, there was no soap. Do you guys think you'd be healthy in here? Do you think you'd be comfortable? Where would you go if you got thirsty right now? A lot of times kids go home, they'll leave the classroom, they'll walk back to school, so they're missing time in the classroom, they're missing their lessons. And if you need to go to the bathroom, you're uncomfortable, you can't concentrate. If you end up drinking any water you can find outside the school, in the street like you saw in the video, and you get sick, and then you miss days. And so a lot of these problems are cyclical. And what that means is that they're all connected to each other. And you have to find a way to break that cycle. And so our solution is to bring these water, sanitation, and hygiene education components to schools and help these kids learn what effect that has on their health and give them the resources to practice that. So that's a little bit about what we do. That's the boring stuff. I kind of wanted to open it up to the floor here and answer any questions you guys have about Haiti, about water, about schools down there, about what food tastes like, whatever you have. I'd like to open it up to you guys and see if you have any questions. Anybody? Come on now, I know it's early. I'm going to call on the person that was sleeping over here. What does the food taste like? Good question. All right, so the food is it's a lot of rice and beans and chicken. It's fantastic food. It's got a little bit of spice in it. So oftentimes we'll get a plate of rice, and then on top of that they'll stew these beans. And then sometimes they will put them in a blender actually and make this thing called sauce poire. That's crispy, that's the good stuff. They have a lot of good barbecue chicken kind of. They fry plantains. I don't know if you ever had plantains before, but that's good stuff. So I missed the food already. It's just hard. You have a plate of that and you're ready to go. Good juice. They have a lot of the produce that they have down there in the Caribbean is fantastic just because the weather is so great. And so a lot of good grapefruit and lemon and oranges. So the food's good. I miss it. I feel like I eat a lot better when I'm down there than I do here just because the food's so nutritious and hearty and fresh. Yeah. Any questions from anybody about water? Or, yeah, up top.
I saw that they burned a lot of their garbage. Do you guys do anything for sanitation at all?
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of the issue comes from what was mentioned in the video, how there's no municipal garbage collection like there is here in the States. So you can imagine if we all at our respective homes had no one to come pick up the garbage, well, what are you going to do? Also imagine you have a car. So you're going to put all the garbage in a sack and walk miles and miles to the landfill? No, you're probably going to find somewhere to put it in your backyard or in your house. And so people usually end up burning their trash, which, considering the options, either you have that trash in your backyard and it's collecting flies, which are carriers of disease and germs, or just it's a health hazard to have trash, and so they'll burn it, which sometimes they feel like is the only option. The only other thing you can really do is sometimes we advocate a lot of the times for people to bury their trash. So dig a hole and bury it. That's obviously better for the environment, better for the air quality. A lot of times people will burn this in their backyard, and that smoke, like you saw in the video, will kind of waft up into their homes or into their schools, into their communities, and so you're breathing in, like burning, a lot of times mostly burning plastic, which obviously you guys know is not good for anybody. So yeah, we do have that as a component of our education system. That's a big part of the project is you can provide safe drinking water and a filtration system and build hand washing stations and provide soap and all of that. But if you don't teach the kids why that's there, why that's important for their health, why they need this, sometimes the resources aren't used effectively. So part of our education in the schools is talking about sanitation, what they can do at home, different ways they can dispose of their garbage, and then at school we'll usually build a composting section for the kids so they can learn kind of hands-on what that means, how to do it, how to separate your garbage, and then for the garbage in the school we'll actually teach them how to just dig a hole and be able to do that because it's a lot safer for their health. But again, it's these kind of it's habitual. It's things that we all have bad habits in our lives, whether it's not getting up until 2 minutes before your class starts, or not eating breakfast, or not doing your homework, whatever. These are habits that people have, and they're taught by their parents sometimes, and so that gets passed down and passed down. Well, if this person next to me burns their trash, well, I'm going to burn my trash. And somewhere along the line, you have to start new. And we're really hoping that it's the kids in the Good Shepherd Orphanage, the kids in the schools that we work in Haiti and the DR, where we can start to change those habits. So it's a great question. Right there.
Do you plan on returning to Haiti?
Yeah, definitely. I'll probably go back. I'm hoping every spring break, every year I want to go back. I already missed it. I was down there for 6 months this year. Just came back in July. So yeah, it's part of me now. It's in my blood. I miss it. Just even watching that video made me want to hop on a plane and go right back. So it does become a part of your life. And it's kind of weird for me actually to just look at you guys here. Some of you guys are seniors. Just 10 years ago, I was sitting where you are, just had no connection to anywhere outside the United States. My parents are from central Wisconsin, a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. They don't speak any languages, they don't travel, my mom didn't go to college. I didn't learn this from anybody. I was inspired by people throughout my education who did this kind of work, and I just started doing it myself. I started practicing. I wanted a trip to Mexico to build homes when I was a sophomore in high school, and that kind of opened up my worldview, and I just kind of pursued it myself through opportunities at school. And so it's really cool to see you guys here today and to know that you have this opportunity to hear about what's going on around the world and have the opportunity to think about things that are outside of our community. So yeah, it's kind of addicting. You'll see if you do anything community service oriented, even here just locally, work for the food bank or homeless shelter or whatever else it is. It becomes a habit, and it's a good habit to serve others. So hopefully you guys can get involved, and this inspires some of you out there to start looking into this kind of stuff. The world's more and more of a global place and more accessible to us now than it ever was. So we got to take advantage of that. Okay.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I first saw my mother when I turned 19.
What's the question?
She wanted to know if I have any connection with my actual siblings after growing up at the orphanage. Yeah, there was that. That's a whole story on its own. We don't have time for this. But yeah, I'm connected with them now.
There's a question over there.
Alrighty, last one. Can't see, the lights are bright. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. That's one of the things when Les first reached out to us to ask, why World Water Relief, why our specific solution to this. And what I think is the most fascinating and strong point about our organization is that every school project that we do has a 10-year commitment. What does that mean? That means that we have a full-time staff in Haiti and the DR. Solo, as you saw in the video with the red pants, he's our Haiti manager, and he's got an assistant manager as well. His job is to go to, every week, to go to the project sites in Haiti and make visits, do maintenance, checkups, talk with the kids, do education, just ensure that these projects are working every day as they should be for 10 years. And so each of the systems has you saw the kind of the canisters, actually you didn't see it in the video. Anyway, it's kind of a canister system. Each canister has a different type of filter, and those have to be replaced and monitored and evaluated. And so that's what our local staff does, and it's a major difference between the work that we do and the work that someone maybe like, if you guys have heard of Water.org, Matt Damon's thing, WaterAid. There's thousands of groups out there doing this kind of work. But usually what it is you look for a problem and they bring a solution and they say, oh, here it is. Here's how it works. Plug it in the wall and turn it on, and here's some directions. And they shake your hand and take off. And that's not really the correct approach to development work in this type of intervention. What you want to do is have relationships. It all starts with relationships and time. And we believe that the best water projects are built through relationships. And so we don't just come in and install these systems, build everything, and say, here are the keys to it. Good luck. We want to help them over the next 10 years, every week, being there and being a part of the project, so that you can kind of slowly build leadership and then pass it off to the school. But it's a major part of our commitment to each school, and I think it makes a big difference. Good question. Already, I think we're running out of time here, but I'll pass it back off to Les.
Great. I just wanted you to know, it was pointed out to me this morning that these people, these great people, are prisoners in their own world, and they don't even know it. And you guys can help us make a difference. And I'm just hoping that you find it in your heart, and your creativity, and your inspiration to find a way to tap in with us. Dr. Shelton is going to talk a little bit about ways you can do that, but I'm really looking forward to hoping to see many of you again soon, so that we can really dig into this and together make a huge difference down at the Good Shepherd Orphanage. So thank you all. Appreciate your attention.
This was an awesome presentation, and one of the things that I would like to do is just give them a big, warm round of applause. As many of you already know, it is not easy to share your story, such as Crispin has done today, and especially to a group of people that he has no clue who you are. I think it's also amazing how big Mr. Irvine's heart is, because you have to have a big heart to to do something like this. And when he came to me and shared the story with me, and he shared the importance of what was happening in Haiti, I said, what a great opportunity that it would be for you to take part in this. And I think it's extremely important that we look beyond our little world, because we do live in a bubble. We do live in a place where we have a lot, and we don't anticipate not living without water. We don't anticipate living without the regular needs that we have, the basic needs that we have on a daily basis. And as we look at our 6 pillars of pride, excellence, opportunity, this is, when I use the word opportunity, this is an opportunity for us to impact a place beyond Indian Hill, beyond Kenwood, beyond Camp Dennison, beyond Sycamore Township. I think it's important for us to understand that this world is bigger than just our little place, that the world is bigger than us individually, that we need to be a part of something bigger. And how do we do that? This is one of those opportunities. This year, not only are you taking part in this, but also our teachers are taking part in this water project. We believe it's a big deal. This is not something small. A lot of people ask to come and speak to you. A lot of people ask me, can they be a part of our school? I didn't think that they should, but I do think what Mr. Irvine is doing with the water project is very important. And I think this should be our focus for our school this year. You have heard all about the opportunities to make a difference for kids here in Haiti who are counting on us. They're kids counting on us. And we need your help. One of the things that is really important for us to understand, there is a money piece here. It's going to cost us about $17,000 to build a well. And we're asking for your help to raise that money to do so. That's a small amount to ensure that people are drinking safe water. Wouldn't it be great if you become the reason we could make this happen? We need your creativity. We need your passion. We need your time to help make this possible and raise the needed funds. What I'm asking for us to do is to raise the money. During that time, I'm also asking us to learn. I'm sure that the chieftain will share information about the Haiti project. I'm sure that Braised Meat will share about the Haiti project. I'm sure that in your classes you will read articles about Haiti and the water project, or water in general. I'm sure in geology, AP Environmental Science, there are a lot of courses that we can talk about this very opportunity to help people. And I want you to understand that this is bigger than money, but this is something that is on the heart of a lot of people. And I believe that this school can make that tremendous impact. We want as many people involved as possible. At the end of the meeting, we'll click on the link to the involvement survey on the school website. So if you go to the school website, you'll see a link there. And what we're looking for are leaders, individuals who want to be a part of this project. Not just because it'll help you with your college resume, which is a good thing, but also because it's going to impact you. I feel like this is going to impact not only just what's happening today, but it's going to impact tomorrow. What I like about their presentation is they're not just going in and as, what's your name again? Ben. What Ben said, we're just going to plug something in and it works. But it's something sustainable. And that you all understand sustainable, meaning that it's something that's going to happen when you're not there. Because a lot of things that we do it and we leave it. We leave it there, we don't make a real impact. What we want to do, and what they want to do, is they want to teach people how to do the right thing over time. They want to teach people how to utilize and get healthy water in the system. They want to make sure that this is sustainable, that the impact that Indian Hill High School has on water in Haiti is not just for 2013, but it's for 2014, 15, 16, 10 years down the road. Indian Hill High School is still impacting what's happening outside of our little bubble. You will have an option to sign up for the mailing list to indicate that you want to be a part or a leader. If you volunteer to be a leader, you will work with our team to create fundraising projects throughout the school year. Everyone, please fill out the survey. even if you just want to be on the mailing list. I think it's very important that you do that. I want you to be a part of something bigger than you. As we said, the foundation and the pillars of our school are focused on those areas, especially opportunity and leadership and having pride in what we say that we believe in. And we believe in the whole of this community. And we want you to impact the community in this way. We want to lead you along this path and help you understand how important water is, not only for us, but also for people beyond our reach. Is that all? All right. That's it. The one thing that I must say that I respect what you did. You were very respectful. You did what you were supposed to do, and I appreciate it, and you were attentive. Thank you so much. I have one last thing, and then we'll leave you alone. Mr. Zidron is going to come, and he's got to share something real quick with you. This is about our school.
Good morning. Today I'd like to recognize a tremendous achievement from our student athletes. Would the girls tennis team please come on up stage? Right now. As they get up here, we've had a tremendous fall. I want to thank you for homecoming. We haven't had a chance to really talk. Record numbers at the game, record numbers at the parade, record numbers at the banner painting, record numbers at the movies. Everybody had a great time, and it's really you guys that make that happen. This past week, girls tennis finished their season. They finished with a 19-1 record, and they won the CHL for the 17th consecutive year. We had a doubles team with Meredith Breda and Caroline Anderson. Step forward real quick. Finished third in the state in the individual play. This last Sunday, the team went to the semifinals of the state team championship and beat Columbus Academy. Later that afternoon, they played Hathaway Brown and brought home the state championship. Team members are Gabby Gibson, Amelia Guzman, Hannah Mendelson, Marianne Miller, Sarah Price, Meredith Breda, Caroline Anderson, who is 41-0 in her career, I might add, Maren McKenna, Jesse Osher, Morgan Courting, who won semifinals and finals at the state tournament, Alex Skidmore and Abigail Singer, they're co-captains. They have a 20-1 doubles record, and they were on the court and won that final match. We ended up winning 3-2. They won the final match 6-4 to take home the state championship. Ladies, congratulations, and Coach Gary Samuel, who was the City Coach of the Year. A tremendous job by all the ladies. Please give them a real quick before you leave. Girls soccer is in the district final tomorrow at New Richmond. Boys soccer continues to roll. They're in the finals on Saturday against taken care of. Boys and girls cross country both won district championships. They're on their way to Troy this weekend. We've had a tremendous fall. Thank you for all your efforts. Hold on a minute. One last quick message. Boys basketball, you have a meeting at 10:30 or 10:40 at MP time in the MP room. So boys basketball in the MP room. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
All right, sit down for a second. One of the things that, one last thing, couple quick announcements. Congratulations to the ladies tennis team, but one thing that you need to know is that you can purchase a t-shirt. How much is a t-shirt? $18. $18 to support the water project. The other thing is that we have a senior meeting. We have a senior meeting right here. All the seniors need to stay. Everybody else, you may go, but all the seniors, you need to stay for